Hi everyone, so I'm going to do a really quick video on Umbrella Cockatoos. There seems to be a bit of a shortage of them on YouTube, so I figured I'd do a video. So this is Goonie. Goonie's a 13-year-old Umbrella Cockatoo. He was a hand-fed baby from a breeder down south in the Toronto area. Yes, that's south from where I am. He's actually very good-tempered for an Umbrella Cockatoo. This is actually what most of them are like. They're very cuddly. They, you can't see them. Oh, hi. They just love to be loved. He's being a little bit excited right now because we went downstairs and did laundry, and that's pretty exciting, especially when he gets to call the dog, and the dog comes running downstairs, and she's like, "Who's calling me?" So Umbrella Cockatoos are pretty easy to get a hold of. They run between $15,000 and $1,900 for a hand-fed baby, plus the cage and food and the toys. Keep that in mind, please, before you decide to jump up out of your seat and buy one of these guys. Their average lifespan is about 85 years. Of course, that will go down like Louise has if you live in a house that smokes, which I definitely do not suggest. These guys do not do well with smoking. Another thing about cockatoos that I guess doesn't really go along with smoking as a bad for your health kind of deal. But Umbrella Cockatoos, like African Greys and Cockatiels, produce a dust, a very fine dust, and it goes on their feathers, and it's kind of like a water repellent kind of deal. So if you're allergic to any sort of fine particles like dust or pollen or whatever, I would suggest not getting one of these because they produce quite a bit of it. I am not allergic to anything at all, pet-related at least, and every now and again these guys will get to my sinuses just because they will molt and it just bombs me. I get flooded with dust everywhere. Umbrella Cockatoos can be very loud, just like virtually every other bird. So if you live in an apartment and you're getting a baby cockatoo, I would strongly suggest rethinking that. I actually will be moving into an apartment with Goonie, but I know just from having him for a year that he's not a screaming type. He won't scream and scream and scream and scream and scream and scream. They need a large cage, so they're going to need some space. Don't think that you can just buy them the smallest cage you can get away with, because it's just not going to work. And they will scream, and it will drive you nuts. Goonie learned to bark like a little dog when he was very young, and he does it almost neurotically. I think just because of the dog. Every time the dog was left alone, the dog would bark. So he's learned that barking when you're alone is what you're supposed to do. He doesn't do very many bird sounds, but true to cockatoo fashion, they learn a lot of other sounds. He can do the squeaky toy noise. He makes a lot of funny sounds. They're not excellent talkers, but they will say hello and stuff. Can you say hello? You can show everybody? Say hello. By the way, they're really shy. Most people think that they're these outgoing, crazy things. Goonie is very shy. Most cockatoos that I've actually seen are very shy. You'll hit every now and again one that's very outgoing. Beware of the one bird syndrome. Do not let just one person in your house hold the bird, especially if you get a baby Umbrella Cockatoo. Something that you need to teach them from a young age is to how to entertain themselves by when you're gone. A lot of people will get this baby cockatoo and just love it to death. And then once they go back to work, or they kind of lose the shiny polish on the Umbrella Cockatoo thing, they stop playing with them and cuddling with them as much as they should, and then they get upset, and then they scream, and then you've gotten yourself into a vicious circle. Teach your bird to play by itself, and it'll be just as happy as if you were cuddling with it. These guys need a lot of sleep. Don't plan on putting them in the middle of your living room unless you're planning on putting a sleeping cage somewhere. Goonie gets about 10 hours of sleep a night. I have blackout curtains in my room just to keep the light out so that he actually gets to sleep. Because I live so far up north, our time changes quite a bit. Just a couple weeks ago, the sun was coming up at 6 o'clock, and now it comes up at like 5. So you really have to be careful about things as far as sleeping patterns go. These guys will eat just about anything. I always suggest pellets for any bird, especially something that lives this long. It will help them to be healthy. When they live for 85 years, you want them to be healthy for those 85 years. So always go with pellets. Goonie eats Rowdy Bush daily maintenance pellets. We've tried every other type of pellet under the sun, and he finally decided that the supreme ones were the ones he was going to eat, which doesn't really matter to me because they're all the same price anyway. I don't suggest feeding them a lot of seed. Goonie gets a little bit of seed as a treat. He also gets lots of fruits and veggies, lots of leftovers from supper and breakfast. His water dish is always full. Please keep in mind that a little bit of water on the bottom of the dish doesn't work with one of these, so if you peek into the dish and you go, oh, there's a little bit of water left, fill it. They can't get to it. That's not good. So yeah, this is the Umbrella Cockatoo. Like I said, they're sucks. They're big cuddlers. I never thought that Goonie would be like this, to be honest. I figured that just from the environment that he was in, he was going to be one of those birds that just like to be a bird and not held, and this is what he turned into. Lastly, I always suggest that you rescue one of these guys, if you are experienced enough to do so. There are a lot of Umbrella Cockatoos out there, simply because people get them because of the Beretta show, and you know, they see them here and there, and they think they're just so cool. These guys are a lot of work. They're like having a baby some days. It's a lot of work, and you need to think about that. And also, you don't want to be putting your bird into a rescue, so it's always nice to go to a rescue and at least meet one before you decide to get one. A lot of pet stores will let you walk in and see different birds. A lot of reputable breeders will actually let you come over and meet their birds before you decide to buy one. So keep that in mind. Always do your research. There's lots of stuff online to look into. Again, if you have any questions, drop me a line, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope you like my Mr. Goof.